All right, my friends, it is step 2 in the new home buyer's guide, hiring a realtor. We're starting to get to the fun part. We figured out kind of the money stuff for now. Now we just get to dig into the fun house stuff, looking for your dream home, the home that you know now that you can afford, and how you're going to put that together is going to start happening right here in step 2. So we're going to start with our master checklist. We had already figured our credit out and saved for our down payment. Now we can add get mortgage pre-approval. You've got those numbers. You know what you can borrow. You're all set with that. And now it's time to hire a realtor. So in this video, you'll get the inside scoop on why you should use a realtor, how realtors get paid, and finding the right realtor. We'll get you all set up with all that. But let's start with a fun fact, of course. Here's a breakdown of the average realtor in the US. So 62% of realtors are female. The average age is 58, and the average amount of experience is 10 years. So realtors are definitely around. There's definitely tons of them. You can make lots of decisions about, who you're going to hire and all that kind of stuff. Maybe it's someone who's your age and is in kind of your world and you feel that comfort level, or maybe you want someone who has a lot of experience so you feel like you've got the expertise. Any of those options really make a lot of sense, and we'll talk a little bit about that as we go. So here's what a realtor will do for you, and there's a whole bunch of things. The biggest thing is they're going to hold your hand all the way through the process. They're going to do that by helping you understand the local real estate market, by showing you available homes in your area. Realtors have access not only to the homes that they list, but any available home in your area. So they know what's out there, even if it's not on the websites and stuff like that. They know kind of secret houses sometimes that aren't listed in public places. They're going to help you write the offer when you decide to make an offer on your house. They're going to facilitate the negotiations between the seller and you in that offer. They're going to help you navigate all of the steps in the escrow period. Of course, we'll explain some of those as well, but they're going to help you navigate them. They're going to sit with you and represent you at the closing. They're going to listen to your concerns. They're going to answer your questions. They're going to be your greatest advocate through the entire process. So having a realtor makes a ton of sense. So they are totally worth every penny. I would never suggest that you go through the home buying process without a realtor. But here's the thing. You don't actually have to pay your realtor at all. If you are a home buyer, you don't pay the realtor. You don't have to pay a cent. Here's how it works. They don't get paid by the buyer. They get a portion of the realtor commission paid to both realtors at the closing. This is paid by the seller. So the seller makes an agreement with their realtor when they put the house out on the market. And they say, when we sell this house, we're going to pay the realtors a percentage of the sale price usually. There's different ways that it gets set up, but generally it's the percentage of the sale price. And we're going to pay that to all realtors involved. That money is going to get split up. And it's set in their seller's agreement with the realtor exactly how the money's going to be split up. So here's a common example. So someone's selling their home for $200,000, right? And the seller's agreement states that the realtors get a 7% split evenly between them. So they get 7% of the sale price, and it's going to be split evenly between the realtors. Do a little bit of math here, and we find out that both the seller's realtor and the buyer's realtor get $7,000. That money is paid out of the sale price from the seller. So you don't have to pay for a realtor if you're the buyer. It's kind of like the beautiful part and why there is zero reason not to work with a realtor. So finding a great realtor is a no-brainer because it's not going to be any money out of your pocket. So let's talk for a second about how you should go about picking your realtor. Well, we're going to say the same thing we said for finding a great mortgage lender. A referral is the best way to find the right realtor for you. That could be from friends or family, could be from an insurance agent or your lender. From friends and family, just like I said in the last video, you're going to get a certain kind of of idea because they've probably only worked with one or two realtors in their lifetime. From insurance agents and lenders, you're going to get a broader sense of what realtors do a great job every time because they see lots of different realtors dealing with lots of different clients. So to me, the best referrals are from an insurance agent you trust or a lender you trust, but also a referral from friends and family makes sense as well. Another thing you can do is just go to open houses. So if you see a house is for sale, go to that open house, check out the house, but also check out the realtor that's there selling the house. You can get a vibe off the person, see if they seem to fit with you without having to sit down with them in any meeting or make any formal, agreement. You can get a sense of that realtor without having to sit down with them at all. And finally, ask if they work with a lot of new home buyers, especially first-time home buyers. Different realtors work with different kind of groups. Some realtors love to work with sellers and only work with sellers. Some realtors love to work with buyers, but like to work with buyers who have been, doing it for a while or who have purchased a house before. And some realtors really like to work with first-time home buyers. If you're a first-time home buyer, you want to find a realtor who enjoys working with you, who's willing to answer all your questions, because you're going to have more questions than someone who's done it a few times. And that kind of realtor is the one you want to find. Some other ways to pick a realtor is to go to online sites. So if you go to Zillow or Trulia or any of those kinds of sites that have houses for sale, you'll also see ads for different kinds of realtors there. So you'll get a sense of what realtors are in the area and who you might be able to work with. You can also ask your employer, especially if you're moving to a new town. You're moving from somewhere to a place that you don't know, and you're moving there for a job, but you really don't know, what good realtors are out there. A lot of times employers will have realtors that they work with and suggest for people who are coming in from out of town. So that's a great way to do it. And finally, it's great to look at the sales volume and web presence of a realtor. It's not the biggest factor, but it is sort of a factor there. So if you're looking at somebody on Zillow or Trulia, and they oftentimes have how many houses they've sold in the last year, things of that nature, so you can get a sense of, how connected in the community is this realtor. So that's another great way to find a wonderful realtor. As you're doing this, you can go back to your workbook, page 14. It just gives you a place to put the information about your real estate agent. So the name, the email, the phone number, if they work for an agency or anything like that, adding additional information so that you can put down the things you need to know to get connected with your realtor, because you're going to be going back and forth with them over the course of the next probably couple of months, and you want to have access to that information easily. You can put it here right in your workbook. So you're going to go out and find the best realtor using all of those options. Don't make this rookie mistake, though, trying to go it alone. There's no reason to go it alone when it comes to a realtor. Not only are they the most important person in the process, but they're also free. So no reason at all to try and go it alone. All right, so what did we learn in this video? Well, we found out how to find the right realtor. We found out why using a realtor makes a ton of sense, and we found out that realtors actually get paid by the seller, no matter if they work for the buyer or the seller. We found out all three of those things in this video. So what's next? Maybe the most fun part, going out and finding your home. How do you go through the process of finding the right home for you? We're going to dig into some of the workbook pages that we have set up for you to really organize the process, some of the inside tips, and some of the details to finding the right home without getting overwhelmed or confused or any of those kinds of things. Finally, it's time to go over to the Facebook group and share how you're feeling. Share your experience with finding a realtor. What worked well? What didn't work well? Maybe find out from other people how they've found their realtor. What was surprising or confusing, or what did you wonder about this video? All those things can happen over in the Facebook group. We are over there and ready to answer your questions, and I am over in the next video whenever you're ready to find out how we can best go out and find a home. Looking forward to it. Until the next time, have a wonderful day.